If you charge $50 an hour and you work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, you make $100,000 a year. Which sounds good until you do the next part of the math. You use 2,000 of your 8,760 annual hours to earn that. And if you stop working, the number goes to zero. Every single dollar is attached to a specific hour of your life. That's not a business model. That's a vending machine that only works when you're standing in front of it. The time for money model has a hard ceiling, and the ceiling is your calendar. There are only so many hours you can sell, and the moment you try to scale, by raising your rates, by working more, you run into one of three walls. Wall 1, rates. There's a market rate for almost every skill. You can charge above it if you're exceptional, but most people can't sustainably charge more than 3 to 4 times the average rate for their skill, because at some point, clients go elsewhere or the work dries up. Wall 2, hours. You have maybe 6 to 8 billable hours a day before quality drops. Past that, you're spending your health to earn money, which is a trade with a bad long-term outcome. Wall 3, clients. Every hour you spend doing the work is an hour you're not spending finding the next client. This creates a feast and famine cycle that most freelancers describe as one of the most exhausting parts of the model. You finish a project, you realize your pipeline is empty, you panic, you sell hard, you get busy, you forget the pipeline again. Repeat. This is an anecdote. The 2023 Payoneer Global Freelancer Report found the average global hourly freelance rate sits around $28. For context, at $28 an hour, working full-time, you earn approximately $58,000 a year before taxes and expenses. The ceiling is visible. So the question that a certain group of people started asking was this: what if you could build something once and sell it more than once? This idea, build once, sell repeatedly, is not new. Record labels did it with music. Publishers did it with books. Software companies did it with desktop programs. The economic logic is ancient. What was new, starting around 2011 and accelerating through the 2020s, was infrastructure. Specifically, 3 things happened simultaneously that made this model accessible to individuals, not just companies, for the first time. 1. Payment processing became frictionless. Before Stripe, accepting a credit card payment online required a merchant account, a payment gateway, a bank relationship, and weeks of setup. Stripe launched in 2011 and reduced that to writing a few lines of code, or later, no code at all. By 2024, Stripe was processing $1.4 trillion in annual payment volume. That infrastructure, which used to be available only to companies with legal teams and bank relationships, became available to a graphic designer with a laptop. 2. Distribution platforms built the shelf. Etsy launched in 2005 as a handmade goods marketplace. What most people missed is that it also became, quietly, one of the largest distribution networks for digital files in the world. Today, digital downloads are among Etsy's highest margin product categories. No shipping, no inventory, instant delivery. The marketplace provides the traffic. The seller provides the file. Gumroad launched in 2011. In 2020 alone, just one platform, creators earned $142 million in payouts. That's not the platform's revenue. That's what went to individual creators, selling things they'd made. 3. The creator economy became a measurable industry. In 2021, Stripe tracked 50 major creator platforms, Patreon, Teachable, Substack, and others, and found they had paid out $10 billion to over 668,000 creators. By 2023, they refreshed the same data. Those same 50 platforms had now paid out over $25 billion to more than 1 million creators, from $10 billion to $25 billion in 2 years on the same set of platforms. That's not a trend, that's a structural shift. Let me show you the actual math that changed, because this is where the structural difference becomes clear. In a time for money model, the equation is hours worked times hourly rate equals income. If you stop working, income stops. If you want to double income, you either double the rate or double the hours. Both have hard limits. In a product model, the equation is different. You have a one-time build cost, the hours required to create the thing, and then a near zero marginal cost on every additional sale. Here is what that looks like in practice, with real numbers. A Notion template. It takes, let's say conservatively, 8 hours to build, test, and document properly. You sell it for $37. Your platform fee on Gumroad is 10%, so you keep about $33 per sale. Now, if you sell 1 copy, you made $33 for 8 hours of work. That's $4.12 an hour, worse than minimum wage. If you sell 10 copies, you made $330 for the same 8 hours. That's $41 an hour. Better, if you sell 100 copies, you made $3,300 for the same 8 hours. If you sell 1,000 copies, you made $33,000 for the same 8 hours of original work. Now, 1,000 sales doesn't happen automatically. You still need distribution, marketing, and platform presence. That's real work, and we won't pretend otherwise. But here's the critical structural point. The 1,000th sale costs you exactly as much to deliver as the first sale, which is nothing. The file sends itself. This is what economists call zero marginal cost, and it is the reason that the same logic that made Microsoft, Adobe, and Spotify extraordinarily profitable companies, selling the same thing millions of times for near zero delivery cost, is now structurally available to an individual with a laptop. The platforms provide the shelf. The payment infrastructure handles the transaction. The file delivers itself. The only non-scalable input is building the thing in the first place. And that's a one-time cost. Now, I want to be honest about something, because this is the part most videos on this topic skip. The math I just showed you is the ceiling of the model, not the average. Most people who build digital products don't sell 1,000 copies. Some sell 0. The difference between those outcomes is almost entirely determined by one factor that doesn't show up in the math: distribution. Easlo, a 20-year-old creator from Singapore who made $239,000 selling Notion templates in 2022, built his audience on Twitter for a year before ever charging anyone. Thomas Frank, who crossed $1 million in template revenue in a single year, had 2.9 million YouTube subscribers that he'd spent a decade building. The math of zero marginal cost is real, but it doesn't activate unless people can find you. So what's the honest takeaway here? The platform economy is a structural change, documented, measurable, and still expanding. The infrastructure that used to require a company now requires a laptop and a free account. The product types that benefit most from this model are those that can be built quickly, delivered digitally, and discovered through platforms that already have buyers on them. Whether you can actually build a business on top of that depends on factors specific to you: your skills, your existing reach, your patience for the distribution problem. But the structural conditions are real. The ceiling that exists in time for money work does not exist in the same way here. And that is worth understanding before you decide whether it's worth exploring. Here's the thing. Everything I just walked you through, the math, the mechanics, the window that's open right now, none of it matters until you actually start. That's why I created 3 free tools to help you kickstart your digital product business. One to help you find the idea, one to help you decide if it's actually worth building, and one to get you from zero to a finished product in a weekend. That's a real starting point. Most people never get one. And if something clicks, if you get that feeling of, wait, I could actually do this, there's a full system waiting for you. Everything in order, start to finish. But that's for later. Don't worry about it yet. For now, just start with the free ones. They're in the description. Look, a year from now, you're going to be a year older either way. The only question is whether you spent it building something that pays you while you sleep, or trading another 2,000 hours for a number that goes to 0 the moment you stop. The window is open right now. The infrastructure is free. The math is on your side. Nobody is coming to do this for you, but nobody is stopping you either.